Hi, this is Sharon.
Hi, I work for Cloak Dagger. How are you?
I'm fine, Joe. How are you?
I'm good.
So season 2 is kicking ass, taking names, and really taking in reality for the series. How do you guys sort of interweave what's going on in topical events as far as sex trafficking and violence?
I mean, honestly, that's who Cloak and Dagger have always been. Since the 1980s when they showed up in Spider-Man books, they were the ones dealing with runaways. They were the ones dealing with, heroin addiction. And I think Tandy and Tyrone are kind of the heroes of the forgotten. So when me and the writers started this year, we're like, who's forgotten in America and how can we help them? And Tandy and Tyrone stepped up.
I'm really fascinated by it because it's a fairly serious subject, but you guys are handling it in a way that is appealing and totally okay with Freeform. How are you juggling that? Since I consider Freeform to be somewhat a young network, even though I watch it and I'm a grown-up.
You know what? They've been tremendously supportive. Marvel has been tremendously supportive. For me, the first thing you do is get the smartest writers you can find, particularly when you're telling a story like this. You find women who are strong and opinionated and talented and who make sure you tell it right. And we filled our writers' room with just some of the most talented people I've ever met, and they made sure we kind of did it right.
You have a great cast, and your cast members of color and women are so well written. It's very exciting to watch the show. One of the things that I like is the cast. How did you guys select the new members that you're adding on as well as the guest stars to enrich the show?
Well, we overthink it too much. When we start each season, we write basically a 90-page Bible, and we start, each of the new characters, even if they show up for one episode, usually gets 4 or 5 pages. We really figure out what they're all about. We really try to make sure we give them good audition pieces. And then we go out there and we audition hundreds of people, and it's amazing. It's like and it always feels like there's exactly one person who's right for it. That's kind of the crazy thing. So we were very lucky with Dilshad, with Brooklyn, We have Bianca Santos show up for an episode and just steal the show. We work too hard. We find people who, like Olivia, like Emma, like Aubrey, are ballers. You write them a scene that's an obstacle course. If they get through it, they get the role.
One of the things that I really like about the Marvel Universe on TV is the characters. And are there a couple of one-shots that you look at and you think, we're going to have to bring them back? Or is that like a little bit of a secret that you don't want to reveal?
You're going to have a good season, is all I can say. There's a lot of, again, the Cloak and Dagger, it's funny. I did not know this entirely when I took this on, but they have a deep bench, and we're going to go to all the players.
Oh my God, that's so cool. I love it when we get to see new characters or new to some of the fandom, because I read the comics back in the day. Right. It's been a while, though.
Yeah. No, it was fun revisiting them and kind of amazing. Like, listen, Bridget O'Reilly, for example, like, you say that name a couple of years ago, nobody knows who you're talking about. But this character that's a friend first and then becomes a vigilante complication later on is just so beautifully done. And then when you cast someone like Emma and you get her to play it, there is a lot of wealth not only in the Cloak and Dagger mythology, but in the talent of our cast. So we're excited to keep telling these stories.
And we're excited to watch it. Thank you so much for coming to WonderCon, as well as bringing this to Freeform TV.
Thank you, Cherry. Really appreciate talking to you.